We are still waiting to see if New York's first retail cannabis shops will be open by the end of the year, as has been the goal for a long time now. We know that they won't be here in Western New York, though, because of an ongoing lawsuit that has blocked licenses from being issued. But if and when that happens, there is the question of how people will know if the stores and the products are actually legit. Answering that is the goal of the state's new verification tool, a QR code posted on shop windows and on the products themselves. Joining us live to help us understand this is Axel Bernabe, Chief of Staff and Policy Director of the state's Office of Cannabis Management. To start off, thank you so much for coming on. I know it's a busy time for you guys. You got another meeting coming up on Wednesday. The holidays are coming up. Can you walk us through how this sort of verification tool is going to work, and how do you keep it from being faked?
Yeah, so I think you sort of nailed it in your summary. Thanks for having us on. The verification tool functions through a QR code. That QR code links directly to our database to make sure that the dispensary in question is a legal dispensary. So that verification tool is as you would expect on a product, on a barcode that would also be able to recognize that the product is in fact linked to a clean bill of health or certificate of analysis that shows that it's been tested for contaminants and pesticides and all the other toxins that we test for here in the state. So it's really coming at a convergence of us starting to roll out our legal dispensaries and crack down significantly on the illicit pop-up shops, which we've been telling for the better part of a year that they have to sort of abide by our cease and desist letter. So now we're simultaneously coming together, letting the first ones open, giving them that QR code, giving them that verification tool, and then stepping up our enforcement against the illegal pop-ups. That's the plan.
I think a lot of people are still unaware that this stuff is tracked from the moment it goes into the ground until the moment that it would be consumed by someone after purchasing it. Can you talk about why it was important to do this verification in terms of giving people that confidence that what it is that they're consuming, it's not like something you would buy on the street, right? You're supposed to have the expectation that this stuff is safe.
That's right. And it's gotten worse, not better. You know, historically, you could almost say nostalgically, originally, some of the illicit operators actually were folks that were focused on the cannabis plant and, were delivering the best product they could to a market that was underground. And then since, we decriminalized cannabis and in the time it took us to get the supply chain going and get dispensaries on the road, people are taking advantage of it. And what they're doing is they're picking up anything they can from anywhere they can and just shoving it into their store. As you've probably seen, these pop-ups are sort of ubiquitous. And so an interesting study that came out just a couple of weeks ago showed just how contaminated these products are. So this isn't even your old illicit cannabis. It's the new and improved sort of highly toxic stuff. So what the state system does is it actually tags the plant at growth, at the grower level, and follows it all the way through the manufacturing process, the lab testing process. That gets scanned onto a bar that shows you that certificate that actually shows the purity and all the other contaminants. So that's the seed to sale system we talk about, and that's really going to change the game when it comes to making sure these are safe and tested products.
Axel, I've got about a minute left. I want to just also ask, we've been told all along the goal was to have some legal sales before the end of the year. We are here at the end of the year. It's not going to happen in the Buffalo area because of this lawsuit affecting our region. But what is the expectation in terms of the timing here, or at least the goal from your agency? And what would you say to people who point out there's been this strange sort of dichotomy from the beginning that it's legal to consume the marijuana, but you can't legally purchase it. And now that's going to go even longer.
Well, that's right. Well, so we are, on November 21st, we announced our first 36 winners, and they've all been moving forward at different speeds, depending on, we have one Housing Works that's on track to open before the end of the year. We know that for a fact, and others are coming in behind them. So the exact timing of their opening is a matter of sort of weeks. But that supply chain has been established. And the key was getting that grow season going over the summer. So that's what we've been doing. And yeah, it's starting a brand new market for a product that previously existed illegally and getting a new supply chain online with licensed folks that's really grounded in equity, and giving licenses to folks that were disproportionately impacted in the past has been, is a difficult endeavor. So it's essentially turning a tanker now that you have legal supply coming online, starting to shift all the illicit market over to that legal supply. Better products, better selection, local brands. I think once folks start seeing that, they'll start to move. It won't be immediate, But over the next several months, as more and more stores come online and more of the illicit ones are shut off, we're giving folks an opportunity to go somewhere legal to purchase their cannabis. Legal, tested, under 21, over 21 only, no under 21.
Axel Bernabe, Chief of Staff and Policy Director at the Office of Cannabis Management. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Anytime. Have a good night.